My name is David Hillman. I lecture on Shakespeare and Renaissance culture at the University of Cambridge, and I also direct studies at King's College in Cambridge. Welcome to my exp. The way we greet and the way we part is essentially the same. We shake hands, we kiss, we hug, we wave. At least we used to do these things. We have elbow bumps now and so on. But the gestures and many of the words, ciao, shalom, these are words that one says at greeting and at parting. Even adieu is used as a greeting in France. So there must be an inherent relationship between the kinds of things that we are dealing with when greeting and when parting. These are mini rituals that frame an encounter. And it is all too easy to move beyond them, to start thinking about the meat of the encounter, the beef in the hamburger, and to forget that these have been framed by a greeting and by a parting. My view is that a lot goes on at these moments, that they are kind of mini rituals which condense a huge amount into tiny gestures and words that are used, the choice of words that are used. And I think Shakespeare knew this because his art involved constantly having people encounter one another, beginning scenes, ending scenes. Sometimes these begin in medias res or in the middle, but all the time actors have to come into relation to each other and move out of relation to each other. And what a director does with those moments is quite important to a production, in my opinion. When we greet or part from the other, when we encounter the other, the first decision takes place in almost no time at all. We have to decide friend or foe, essentially. There's a kind of spectrum of do we want to embrace the other or do we want to kill the other? There's a kind of sex or death choice at that moment, at the extreme ends. Now, we're not aware of this most of the time because these moments are precisely designed as rituals to keep at bay the enormous emotional intensity of meeting another human being or another being. If you think of the way that old Hamlet, the ghost of old Hamlet, Hamlet's father, parts from Hamlet, adieu, 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 remember me. And Hamlet repeats this a few lines later. He says, now to my word, it is adieu, adieu, remember me. He remembers this. He misremembers it, so he quotes it twice instead of 3 times. Does that matter? I think it does. I think the fact that old Hamlet was unable at his death to part from his son means that there is a kind of need to emphasize this parting when he does part from him. Juliet says, parting is such sweet sorrow, a famous phrase that Ursula von der Leyen, the EU Secretary General, just repeated in talking about Brexit. Characters in Shakespeare talk about greetings and partings sometimes, but they also just do them in ways that illuminate, when one thinks about it, why a character chooses to say adieu rather than farewell, rather than goodbye, or hello rather than welcome. In Troilus and Cressida, the character Ulysses says, "Welcome ever smiles, and farewell goes out sighing." And this is, one way of interpreting this is to say that greetings are an embrace of otherness, and it is sad to say goodbye. But Ulysses, his words also can be taken to reveal the kind of the bared teeth in the smile, "welcome ever smiles," and the kind of sigh of relief at parting. Parting is a sadness, but there's also a relief there. There are a lot of different emotions going on at every turn of a greeting and a parting.